Russell Westbrook is once again the center of a storm, but this time, it has nothing to do with his explosive moves on the court. Whispers are spreading like wildfire about a possible link between him and Jocelyn Malone, the wife of former Denver Nuggets head coach Michael Malone. The sudden, mysterious departure of Malone from the team has fans and insiders connecting dots that no one expected to see connected. On April 8, 2025, a date that will forever be remembered in Nuggets history, Michael Malone, the man who led Denver to their first NBA championship in 2023 and became the winningest coach in franchise history with 471 victories, was abruptly fired just 3 games before the regular season's end. The decision sent shockwaves through the basketball world. After all, how could a coach with a 47-32 record and a guaranteed playoff berth suddenly lose his job? Officially, team ownership, led by Josh Kroenke of Kroenke Sports and Entertainment, claimed it was a strategic move to boost championship chances. But fans weren't buying it. The whispers grew louder. Was this really about basketball, or was there something far more personal beneath the surface? Even more telling, general manager Calvin Booth was dismissed the very same day, hinting at deeper fractures within the organization. Reports from The Athletic described a toxic Cold War between Malone and Booth that had poisoned the team's atmosphere, leaving everyone miserable. But when you look closer, the story takes a personal turn, one that leads straight to Malone's own household. Jocelyn Malone, born Jocelyn and Cole in 1974 in Canterbury, New Hampshire, wasn't just the coach's wife, she was his lifelong anchor. She met Michael in the 90s at Providence College, where he coached, and she starred on the volleyball team. They married in 1998, raised 2 daughters, Caitlin and Bridget, and built a quiet, private life away from fame's spotlight. Jocelyn's background as both athlete and educator made her the perfect counterpart to Michael's demanding career. While she often attended games and team events, she preferred to stay behind the scenes, devoted, loyal, invisible to the chaos of the NBA world. But now, that silence has become its own mystery. How did a woman who spent decades avoiding the spotlight suddenly find her name entangled in a headline storm linking her to one of basketball's most polarizing stars? Something about this story doesn't add up, and what comes next might change everything. What exactly did Russell Westbrook have to do with Michael Malone's shocking firing? While no hard evidence directly connects Jocelyn Malone to the internal conflicts between Michael and general manager Calvin Booth, the tension at work inevitably bled into Malone's home life. That stress, combined with Malone's unwavering trust in Westbrook, may have created a volatile mix that pushed the situation past its breaking point. Westbrook, who signed a 1-year, $3.3 million deal with Denver in the 2024 offseason, was supposed to bring veteran leadership to a championship-caliber roster. Instead, his season became a roller coaster, averaging 13.3 points, 5 rebounds, and 6.2 assists per game, but also leading the team with 239 turnovers and several costly late-game mistakes. Booth reportedly grew furious as Malone continued to favor Westbrook over promising young guard Jalen Pickett, even after a disastrous double overtime loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves on April 1, 2025, where Westbrook's errors may have cost them the game. Despite mounting criticism, Malone publicly defended him, a move that alienated Booth and even star center Nikola Jokic. The tension reached a boiling point as the Nuggets slid into their first 4-game losing streak since 2023, their defense collapsing into the league's bottom 10. After one particularly painful defeat, Malone took the blame in a press conference, saying, "I'll start with me," aware that his job was hanging by a thread. Then came the final blow, his firing. Within 24 hours, interim coach David Adelman benched Westbrook in favor of Pickett, who responded with a season-high 18 points and 5 three-pointers, validating Booth's long-held frustrations. Jokic, usually outspoken, offered only silence, reportedly told the decision was final. Behind closed doors, sources claimed he too had grown frustrated with the team's defensive woes and direction. Josh Kroenke's decision wasn't without precedent. He'd considered firing Malone and Booth at the All-Star break, but delayed it after an 8-game winning streak briefly masked deeper issues. And then there was the Westbrook effect. For all his historic achievements, 9 All-Star nods, multiple All-NBA selections, and the rare distinction of averaging a triple-double across multiple seasons. Controversy has followed him everywhere. From Oklahoma City to Houston, Washington, and the turbulent Lakers years, Westbrook's brilliance often came with baggage. Clashes with coaches, strained locker rooms, and media storms. In Los Angeles, his family faced harassment so severe that his wife, Nina Earl, said their children feared attending games after being taunted with cruel nicknames like Westbrick. The pressure boiled over into heated arguments with coaches like Darvin Ham, while fans and analysts labeled him a vampire, draining team energy, criticism that scarred his public image. Even his agent, Thad Fouker, walked away in 2022 over irreconcilable differences, a rare fracture between star and representative. The same turbulence shadowed him into Denver, where old patterns reemerged: turnovers, questionable decisions, and rising tension with management. Booth wanted youth and control. Malone wanted loyalty and experience. Their philosophies collided, and both men paid the price. Yet through it all, Westbrook remained defiant. In a post-practice interview on April 16, 2025, he spoke calmly about the chaos, saying, "Mike was great. I think just hearing different voices can kind of turn some heads, and I think that's what's happened around here." His words sounded diplomatic, but beneath the surface lay the unspoken truth. The storm around him had already changed the fate of a franchise, and the question now is whether Westbrook's presence was the spark, or just the match thrown into a fire that was already burning. Russell Westbrook spoke cautiously, saying, "I always try to have fun personally, but, to be honest, you've got to ask individually. As a team, we've communicated more and talked things through." Yet even his diplomatic tone hinted at deeper shifts following Michael Malone's abrupt firing, exposing the fragile balance within the Nuggets locker room. Throughout his career, Westbrook's intensity and playing style have often been lightning rods for conflict, generating divisions even when his heart and effort were undeniable. In Denver, this tension crystallized between Malone and GM Calvin Booth, whose contrasting visions clashed over Westbrook's role. Malone's unwavering defense of Westbrook, even amid mounting turnovers and critical late-game mistakes, mirrored patterns from past coaches who had stood by him despite rising criticism, loyalty that, while admirable, may have hastened Malone's downfall. Historical echoes reinforced this narrative. Just as Stan Van Gundy clashed with Dwight Howard in Orlando, and Frank Vogel struggled to manage Westbrook during his Lakers tenure, Denver faced the harsh reality of how a single player can influence organizational dynamics. The Nuggets' context only intensified the stakes. Defensive lapses, a 4-game losing streak, and the shadow of past bold coaching decisions, including firing George Karl after 57 wins in 2014, showed ownership's readiness to act decisively, even impatiently. Interim coach David Edelman's immediate shift to younger players like Jalen Pickett hinted at short-term gains, yet left lingering questions about long-term cohesion, Westbrook's future, and the culture Malone and Booth had left behind. Westbrook's own $3.4 million player option for the next season loomed as another uncertainty, his diminished role potentially reshaping team strategy and decisions. Meanwhile, the Malone family navigated the collision of professional upheaval and personal life. Michael's sudden free time might allow rare moments with Jocelyn and their daughters, a silver lining after decades of relentless coaching demands. Yet past dangers, like the 2019 Highlands Ranch school shooting, reminded them how quickly external pressures could intrude. As Westbrook reflected on family priorities in a post-practice interview, it became clear that this saga extended far beyond X's and O's. It was about loyalties, ambitions, and the human costs of basketball at the highest level. And just as the Nuggets' future hung in the balance, so too did the next chapter for Westbrook, Malone, and their intertwined destinies, leaving fans wondering, with bated breath, what would happen when the dust finally settled.